Hi everybody, Belinda from Ink and Bullet. I just wanted to do a quick video to share with you my 2020 work diary setup. I just wanted to show you the diary that I've got, do a quick flip through of the diary that I used this year and explain, why I decided to move or how I'm going to use it. I always find these kinds of videos useful when I'm deciding on a diary to purchase, so I hope this one's the same for you. Firstly, apologies if this video is a little bit shaky. I left my tripod at work, so I'm doing this the old-fashioned way, holding my camera. This year I'm going to go, this year, 2019, I used a Leuchtturm diary, and I used the week and notes side by side. So the format of the week and the notes is you've got 7 days on your left-hand side, and then the right-hand side, there's room for notes. And I really like this kind of setup because I tend to sort of just write my events or any sort of plans, workshops that I'm doing on the left-hand side, like my diary, and then my to-do lists, meeting notes, reminders, anything like that, I write on the right-hand side. And this has worked for me really well. So I just use a standard A5 size. So maybe I'll just do a quick flip through of the Leuchtturm for this year, how it's going, and how I found it. So this first section, I didn't really use that much. I tend to just note school holiday times on this and my audios, as you can see, my Friday audios. And so this sort of quick log method I didn't really use for work. As you can see. So the Leuchtturm have like all your international holidays listed inside. Project planning, again, I tried to use it, didn't really pan out. It was really hard to track. I find it really hard to track hours that I'm assigning or doing for each project. I did try. I thought it would be neat, but that didn't last very long. Basically, I just used it as it's intended. So I do a lot of sort of classes, workshops, delivery, so I tend to just log that on my left. And I always have a pretty hefty to-do list on the right. And so my work diary is not fancy at all. I don't do any decorating. I don't try to keep it neat. I use it as I need, and I jot down notes everywhere. I don't have special pens. I stick my Post-its in it. Just a quick flip through. It's pretty boring and standard. I get lots of sort of pieces of paper. If I have ideas and stuff, I tend to try and sketch them out sometimes, just wherever I have space. Lots of scribbles, as you can see. Sometimes I split up my pages like you see here. So if I have something quite specific, I'll just do a ruler mark and I'll jot down in the right hand side anything that I need. My back page, lots of just doodling with my fountain pen. The Leuchtturm has several pages at the back. I'm not sure how many. They're pre-perforated, so you can rip these out. And I use these for meeting notes, project notes, anything that I needed to keep track of that wasn't really, going to go in my diary. So I didn't use them all this year. The Leuchtturm also has this really handy little address book in the back, which is a little bit, analog. Well, it's very analog, and I don't know how many people really use address books anymore. What I did use it for was to note, some more dates here, didn't use it, was to note things like if people were interested in doing certain classes, or they needed to get in contact, I need to get in contact with them for something. That's what I used it for, sort of just like a jot of names for, things that I needed to remember. So that's my Leuchtturm. You know, I don't use it to stick anything additional in. That's it. So for 2020, I thought I'm going to move to a Hobonichi Techo. I've heard a lot about them. I didn't really get the fuss, why everyone's so crazy about them, but I thought I would give it a try and see. So firstly off the bat, it's much smaller than an A5. So I don't know how I'm going to go with this. So A6 is this Hobonichi Techo. I did think it was going to be too small. I mean, it could be, who knows? The difference being that this is a day to a page. Okay, so this Japanese writing is Techo, and I was reading my little notes, and apparently, let me just quickly try and get it. Techo means, you get this cute little thing here. Techo means, it doesn't say. Te and cho. It's used as a sketchbook and diary. Yeah, sorry, I thought it actually gave the meaning, but it doesn't. But yeah, so Hobonichi Techo, this is the English version. Paper is really beautiful. It's that Tomway River or Tomho River, I don't know how to pronounce it. Really smooth and silky. It's quite thin in comparison to the Leuchtturm, which I think is 70 GSM, if I remember correctly, 70 to 80. This, I would say, is even thinner, so maybe a 60 GSM. Almost like translucent. It feels really nice. So yeah, you've just got, again, sort of like this very basic setup. You've got months, which kind of look like you could use it for tracking, because you've got all your grids, or just jotting down like a future log or a monthly log. I'm not sure what I'll use it for. I was thinking of logging public school holidays, private school holidays, because they do differ, and I used that at work. I need to know. Yeah, maybe annual leave that I'm taking, special weeks for event weeks at work. Yeah, so there's some options there. I haven't really decided. Then you've got your monthly calendar layouts. So these are just, yeah, the full month. They do all, you know, your 12 months, and then even into 2021. So I think you get about 3 months into 2021 up to March. And then after that, you just go, I like this, you've got this blanked, turning the page to a new year. So you could illustrate that, or put whatever, maybe your New Year's resolutions. Maybe I'll do that for work, some goals. Yeah, and so then you've got, at the beginning of each month, coming up in January, a blank page, which I really like. Could be like a whole, just a list of things, events or things you need to do, goals, things that are due, and then you've got a date or a page. I'm not sure, my biggest hesitation was not having a weekly layout of 7 days in front of me, so I can see at a glance the whole week. So, you know, having to flip through 7 pages, I'm a bit hesitant about that, because I really do like to see what I'm doing ahead of time. What I might do to combat that is use one of the Saturday or Sunday pages, probably Saturday, because I do work Sundays occasionally. And on the Saturday page, I'll probably just quickly bullet journal out a weekly log for the next week. So I'll do like next week coming up, and then I'll go into the week. So if I ever want a quick glance, I'll just look on my Saturday page. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'll still use this the same way. I'll probably have events with a square bullet, and then to-dos or notes just sort of indented in and listed down. I like the smaller size. I think it's going to be really handy just to have the smaller size to carry around quickly. I did a quick pen test for January's month, because, you know, I'm a fountain pen user. So I used my TWSBI with a medium nib. The nib's probably a bit big for these tiny little Japanese grids. But I did like just a quick plan for January, and it didn't smudge. Fountain pen safe, really nice, and the ghosting isn't too bad. I thought it would be way worse, even though it's thin paper. If you look at Leuchtturm, the ghosting is actually white bad on some pages. So, you know, this is thicker paper and you can see a lot of the ghosting. So yeah, I think for a thinner page, the ghosting's actually really acceptable. Because I was worried I wouldn't be able to use my fountain pens on this, but it's fine. I didn't get a cover, as you'll see, from the shop. I did buy one off AliExpress. It has not arrived yet. And sorry, I got this Techo from Standard Bindery online. They're in Queensland, Aspley. This was a pre-order. So, you know, you probably can get them from a lot of other stores, but I did find this at a more affordable price than some other places. I'll have to confirm. I'll confirm in the notes, but I'm fairly certain this was $59 with postage, whereas you can be paying 60, 70, 80, depending on what you're getting. So yeah, and I did buy from AliExpress a linen cloth cover, cover for $20 and a little plastic PVC slip to go over it. They haven't arrived yet, but I'll update the blog post with some pics when they do to see how they are. But yeah, so that's, you know, my work setup, my 2020 diary. I keep a separate work diary and a separate home personal life diary. So that's why I love the Leuchtturm or something simple just to jot stuff at work. This is my personal diary. So it's very, very different. I do a lot of quotes and illustrating, and, you know, I sketch out my plans every week. I really enjoy it. It's therapeutic for me. So this is my personal one. I use it to track my own personal life, my kids, my studies, and then, you know, anything else that I'm doing, it's all in here. So I keep 2 separate journals. I never thought I would, but yeah, this year I didn't want to sort of mess up my nice diary with some work scribbles, and so I thought I'll just get a, you know, quick and dirty one for work, and in the end it's worked really well for me. So yeah, that's 2020, going from a Leuchtturm over to a Hobonichi Techo. Maybe I'll let you know how I go a few months in, see how I'm finding it. Okay, thanks everyone. If you've got any questions, let me know.